Hello, my name is Jack Rendon and I love to cook. Growing up in Texas, I've grown up with a special type of home-style cooking, and I've spent the last few years trying to learn my family's recipes. One of my favorite dishes to make is white chili, a hearty, filling meal that is able to feed a large number of people. These days, it's difficult to find meals that can feed a whole family living in social isolation, and even more demanding to make trips to the grocery store. For larger families looking for larger meals, I can't recommend white chili enough. Specifically today, we will be making vegetarian white chili, as it requires the least amount of ingredients compared to making chili with chicken, but it still yields a satisfying meal. Not only is it shelf stable, but it will provide a hefty portion of meals that can be made with limited ingredients. Today, I'll show you how to prepare that dish. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning, we will not be using chicken in this particular preparation for the white chili. But if you have the ingredients, you may still be so inclined to after you prepare to soak the beans. In order to see how you prepare the chicken and the stock for it, see the description below. We'll start with 1 pound of dried Goya beans. Rinse the beans thoroughly in a strainer for a few minutes. Fill the beans in a large pot and cover them with about 2 inches of water. Then, we'll let them sit overnight until they're ready to be cooked in the morning. Now it's time to start cooking the chili proper. You can start by heating 3 tablespoons of olive oil on high in a large pot on the stove. Then you'll add in the onions. After that, you'll saute the mix until it becomes translucent. And this should take at least 5 minutes, but you should watch it closely. After 5 minutes, you'll go ahead and add your mix of chilies, spices, and other various seasonings you've already prepared. And be sure to be thorough about stirring them in. And reduce the heat to about medium to low. After that's done, add in your beans and stir them in as well. Then we're also going to add 6 cups of water to the mix. And then 1 tablespoon of vegetarian better than bouillon and substitute of your chicken stock for this particular chili. Then you are going to raise the temperature until it comes to a boil. Now that it's been brought to a boil, we will turn it down to low and let it simmer for 1 to 2 hours, making sure those beans get tender. Now we're in the home stretch, and we'll go ahead and grate at least a cup of Monterey Jack cheese. After that time, you're going to check and make sure the beans are soft enough. Kill the heat and then add the immersion blender to mix up the contents. And you can also use a regular blender too if you don't have an immersion blender. Feel free to add a little salt and pepper to taste, depending on your preference. Go ahead and add the cup of cheese and stir it in. Keep stirring it until all of it is melted. And if you want a bit of a richer, creamier white chili, you can also add a dash of milk to the mix. Feel free to add any additional cheese, sour cream, salsa, cilantro. And there you have it, one piping hot bowl of white chili. Now this is a meal that can still be made even if you're missing certain ingredients. As I stated in the beginning, you don't need chicken to make the meal. So if you're a vegetarian, and you don't have those specific ingredients, it's really no big deal. There are shortcuts you can take depending on your preference and limited resources. From this meal alone, you can dish out at least 8 servings, which is more than enough to feed a large family hunkering down at home. I hope you enjoy it, and please stay safe.